Christmas came early. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Moskalensky Show, Show 21. I believe it's been either nearly or over a month since I've made the last one of these, so sorry if I'm a bit rusty, but hopefully I'll be getting back into it. Instead of doing like a 3 or 4 hour show or some crap, I'm just going to reset everything and just do a 1 hour show, man. It's been hectic these last couple of weeks, and like whenever things weren't hectic, it would always be during the week, not the weekend. I'd either be busy or I'd forget or something would happen, and just wanted to start fresh with this post-show 20 thing season and just jump right into it with a normal 1 hour show. This show, a lot like the other shows, not doing anything special for this show. I'm going to get into our first topic in a second here, which is going to be more of a philosophical topic on caution. And yeah, that's basically what's going to be happening. Again, sorry if I sound a bit flustered. It's not because it's this isn't one of these rush shows. I had things ready ahead of time. Like the call system is up, the spam system is up. Actually, let me double check that right now. We have a new setup, but it doesn't appear to be affecting anything at all. Yeah, spam system's up, or spam blocking system, that is. Those of you who didn't know, I have a spam caller block system, which pretty much gets rid of every caller. Like out of 27 spam calls this thing has gotten, it's been able to block 26 of them. So I'm not going to explain how it works or how I do it, because that could be like, I don't know what things, like probably people will find a way around it, so I'm not going to explain how I do it at any point in the near future. The show might be going big at some point, but that's a topic for. Well, actually, I'll talk about that during a free for all because we're having a free for all as normal. The topics in order are going to be first this philosophical discussion about caution. Figure that'd be a good way to start this thing up. Great Christmas gift I'm giving all you guys, or very late Hanukkah if you guys celebrate Hanukkah like I do. But yeah, we're going to be starting off with philosophical stuff. Then I'm going to talk about just recent stuff in Smash 4, like the fact that I won my local and violently lost my regional. I might be going to some other locals in the future, but I don't see myself going to a national anytime soon. But again, that's going to come in the next section, starting at 3:15 Pacific time, 6:15 Eastern time. Our free-for-all section, I mean, I don't think I have to explain that. It's our, it's the section we pretty much always have, our third section, where we can essentially talk about anything. Until the next section, which comes up, or the final section, in which I'm going to be talking about The Last Jedi. So ahead of time, I want to give some spoilers. This might even be happening during a free-for-all section, but no promises. So if you're not looking for spoilers, I suggest leaving ahead of time since I've not given any, although most people have seen it by now. So anyways, if you'd like to call in before I get into this, number is 719-284-5873 with the pin at 24777. Once again, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin at 24777. Sorry if you keep hearing my clicking. I just want to make sure audio is working, which it appears to be. So I think we're just going to jump right into it. It's been a while since I've done a philosophical discussion. Figured why not? I mean, what else do we have to? Well, actually, we have many things to talk about, but I just kind of wanted to get into something a bit deeper for this first segment of my first show in a very long time. Well, not that long, but a relatively lengthy amount of time. So if you think about it, caution. It's a very interesting thing. Most people associate being cautious with being paranoid or careful. But if you think about it, caution essentially means safety. But where does that end? If you think about it, the purpose of life is to enjoy it. This can be debated and everything, but let's be real. You live on this earth. You do what you do to make yourself enjoy it. Well, you may ask yourself, well, I do selfless things. That's true. You feel better about yourself when you do something selfless. If you're forced to do something, well, you're not literally forced to. No one's physically forcing you to do it. There could be circumstances like with school, but no one is physically forcing you to go to it. You go to it because you know that there will be less angst when you go to school than there would be if you didn't. So it's a cautious thing. Although caution, I mean, in some ways, if you think about it, we're always cautious. Because the purpose of life is to be happy. Or at least that's what we perceive it to be. So, and as many people know, being safe can sometimes completely screw you up. It can screw you up financially. I mean, being too safe can screw you up financially. It can screw you up mentally. You can be paranoid like I am. Um, and by the way, to those of you who think I was joking, like, okay, maybe I'm not paranoid, but like, I'm definitely more on edge than most people. It's a problem I'm very aware of, and one that I really can't do anything about. And I know how that sounds, but like it's been ingrained in me over the years. I'm just an extremely, yeah, I guess paranoid. I mean, I can't really think of a better term. I'm just a very paranoid person. Um, but if you think about it, sometimes not being safe is actually the safest approach. So whatever amount of time you put into life, you can actually enjoy rather than, it's like, dying at 30, but living a happy life rather than dying at 100 and hating every moment of it. Speaking, this is actually a great time to go back to the Christmas, which we're coming up on. If you really think about it, the story of Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, or Scrooge McDuck, if you prefer. I personally prefer that. If you think about it, that's exactly what it's about. It's the story of someone who was too cautious in some ways and instead turned to a different kind of caution. And by the way, if anyone's ever looking for a good movie, just watch any Christmas Carol movie. Anything with Ebenezer Scrooge. Could be animated, could be Scrooge McDuck. I love Scrooge McDuck. Probably my favorite telling of the story to date. But then again, that's probably because it's my first. Just look it up anywhere. I just love Christmas Carol is a stellar story in every respect. Sorry if my voice is fading out. I'm trying to make myself comfortable, so I'm kind of half lying down, half sitting up. Yeah, it sounds just as uncomfortable as you think, but I get comfortable in very odd positions, and sitting does not make me comfortable. Not that I don't enjoy doing this show. I do. But anyways, back to the topic at hand, caution. If you think about it, the entire story of A Christmas Carol is about someone who was too cautious throughout his life. Really makes you think about it because greed, in many ways, is a kind of form of caution. Like, that's really what it is, because no one is obsessed with money because it's greed. No one is. And I mean, obviously, they joke about in shows like SpongeBob where he's literally obsessed with money, not with spending it or not with enjoying his life, just with getting money. Mr. Krabs, I mean. Yeah, it's funny to laugh at that, and it's a funny show in the early years, but like, there are people who are extremely greedy. So they have money either to blow it all or as an extreme cushion to get more money. Because again, no one on this earth, maybe there are some, and I'm not kidding when I say this, that maybe there are some people who are literally mentally challenged to actually get money or want to get money because it's green. But most people who can get money, they don't get money because it's green. They get it either because they want a good life, so they blow it all, or people who get money to the extreme, so they can blow it all, or so they can keep it to the point of insanity as like the biggest, most unnecessary, what's the best term? Rainy day fund, if you will, of all time. That's a form of caution in either respect. It's because if you're looking, and I know that doesn't make much sense, or at least half of it doesn't make sense. The aspect of the biggest rainy day fund of all time, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, the more money you have in a rainy day fund, the more likely things are to go well if there's a rainy day, figuratively speaking. But the other aspect, which is the polar opposite, might not make as much sense to you. The aspect of as you can tell, my brain is working at 100% speed today. The aspect of blowing it all. In a way, that's caution as well, because you have to spend it on something. You could be, by not being stingy, you probably get more high quality products, or at least things that you enjoy more, thereby making you safer. Excuse me if you hear some shuffling. I forgot to close my window. I know that sounds very professional, but I can go a very long time. I'm sorry, very. Yeah, no, I said that as sarcasm. That's right. It's sad that I have to remind myself that things are sarcastic. I'm closing my window because I can go without oxygen for a while, and there's still that tiny slit in the door that's just for me, because the last thing I want is like my neighbors with no respect for people who do things, especially at like 2 a.m. when they have their parties. They have no respect for us normal folk who are asleep at that hour when they do such things. Sorry, I was doing a bit of venting there. They couldn't hear me anyway, but anyways, in a way, Scrooge just became more cautious in a different manner. He became more cautious about life, not about money. He started enjoying himself more, and he started having he started providing more memories for himself. Again, I know that sounds odd, but that's technically what it is. Like, so if you think about it, when you tell someone that you're too cautious or that they're not cautious enough, what does that mean? There's no. I'm not saying this because like I'm not saying this is some pro like be as paranoid as I am, because I'm a freak. Like, don't use me as an ideal. I mean, like a mosquito flies by and I scream, and I have a very girlish scream. I mean, extremely non-manly. Non-manly. Wow, I'm like 100% peak efficiency today. Um, but like here's the definition of caution: care taken to avoid danger or mistakes. Um, yeah, care. Well, that's the first. Well, there are several others, but the main definition is care taken to avoid danger or mistakes. And a mistake could be anything. It could be anything that goes wrong. I could be looking up definitions all day, like definition of mistake, definition of wrong. I can be going into all this hypothetical stuff. And if you disagree with me, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin at 24777. Once again, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin at 24777. But I feel like caution can mean anything. It just there are different kinds of caution. I'm not saying this to be like some. I know I've already said this, but I'm not saying this to like preach caution to you guys or anything like. Frankly, I think sometimes it is good. Like sometimes the most cautious approach isn't always the best approach. Like, you know, if you have a dream about a plane crash and you go onto a plane, or you have like a plane, you know, you don't want to spend $3,000. Okay, it's not $3,000, but like $600 to $1,000 getting new tickets for a new flight the next day, and then it turns out that flight that you were on had turbulence, like a ton of turbulence, and the one beforehand was a perfectly smooth flight. Which, by the way, did happen to me, and it wasn't my dream. It wasn't my decision. Like, I was smart enough at that point, but that's another whole story as to this probably the scariest experience of my life. That's a whole other story. But as we approach our quarter mark, I'd just like to let everyone know that see caution as you see fit. Don't throw caution in whatever form is necessary. Be it caution financially, in life, in relationships, caution is necessary. What you need to learn though is caution can be the very thing it doesn't want to be. Caution can be a mistake. So, or I guess too much caution eliminates itself, thereby no longer making it caution. So now that I can't say the word caution properly, am I even saying that right anymore? Cotton. Weird. I don't know why. I got plenty of sleep. If you're wondering, I'm just extremely tired. But anyways, I believe that's going to wrap up our first segment. Once again, during the free-for-all or on future philosophical topics, comments, my Google+, my Instagram, wherever you want. Feel free to let me know your opinions. Tell me if I am a moron and like everything I'm saying is entirely not true in any way, or if what I'm saying is dead on. Regardless, though, I'm going to be moving on to my next topic, which is significantly lighter. and much more directed towards people who enjoy video games, or specifically Nintendo video games. So the number, if you'd like to talk about that, is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Should have brought my water. Once again, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Okay. Gotta mentally prepare myself. I'm and by the way, funny enough, the reason I'm this tired is actually because of yesterday. I went to my regional yesterday, Orbitar. I love going to them. They're really fun. I got second to last place out of 39 people in singles, and I did the worst in doubles in teams. Out of 14 teams, I was a member of the worst team in doubles. So that's really good on my ego there. Of course, I didn't get last at Orbitar. I'm never gonna get last in Orbitar. I'm never gonna let myself get last. I got second to last. Actually, let me double check that right now. I got second to last, but I did not get last. Whoops. There we go. Excuse me. So to those of you wow, that was awful. To those of you who don't know, Orbitar, you play Super. It's an event at GameWorks in Seattle. You play Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Okay. You play Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and sorry, I was looking at the results. You play Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, sometimes doubles, always singles, and it's the biggest one, I believe, in Washington State, and most definitely in Seattle. And Super Smash Bros. Is like, most of you probably know this already, but Super Smash Bros. Is kind of like Street Fighter, but with characters people already knew ahead of time. Like it's like all Nintendo characters. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Mega Man, Sonic, Link, Toon Link, Legend. I almost said Legend of Zelda, the character. Zelda, Ganondorf. I almost said Cloud, but he's not a Nintendo character. They actually got him for DLC. Mewtwo, Charizard, Mr. Game and Watch, but people only know him because of Smash. And by the way, don't tell me that's not true. How many of you really knew Mr. Game and Watch before Super Smash Bros? Be honest. And that's basically the list. I mean, there's a way more, but like just to give you an idea, most of them. It's like 58 characters in the game. So I got bodied in both doubles and singles. Like in doubles, there were 14 teams, and I'm going to brackets right now. Oops, no, sorry, no, standings, not brackets. Brackets over. And when you go through, and you can find this on Smash.gg, the worst team, right there, Blackwood and Honey. And I hope we could have beaten someone at least, but no, we couldn't. But then again, I don't feel too bad because literally in winners round 1, we went up against Pokepen and Snickledorf. Snickledorf, being a world-class player, beat a bad character, still a world-class player, I believe. And Pokepen being the 5th best in our state. 5th? Yeah, I'm pretty sure 5th in the state right now, or 6th, something like that. Definitely a top 10, maybe top 5 player in our state. So I didn't feel too bad. The guys who eliminated us in losers round 1, we have no excuse for that. I mean, there was a Ganondorf on that team, so like that shows you right there. But then again, I could have beaten that guy easily if it was singles, because I mean I was playing Cloud, and I was better in skill anyway. It's just the other guy was a beast. The Captain Falcon player, he was insane. He was just he was all over the place. But yeah, and Pokepen and Snickledorf, they actually, they made it to grand finals from losers side. Okay. And got bodied by the same team in losers, Duang and Shinku. So props to them, and I kind of feel good about getting eliminated by second place. Like at least that happened. Well, I didn't get eliminated, I got sent into losers, but same difference. But I didn't care too much about doubles. I kind of tried, but like I didn't care that much. I was mainly concerned about singles. So I'm going back to singles right now. There were 39. There were 28 in doubles, 39 in singles. 11 more people. You go to the standings. You see Cacogen won. Costas Moss got second. Pandarian got third. You go down the list. Who did I play against? I remember I played against a Luigi in round 1, and then I played against the Bowser in losers round 1. And you go all the way down to page 2, and I'm literally 38. Wait, 33rd, 4th, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm in 38th place. At least I think. I mean, they all say 33rd, but that's because of rounds. I'm pretty sure they put it in order of like who got bodied hardest. And weird thing, I didn't get bodied too hard, but I guess the other ones must have been really close because it was 2-1 in losers round 1. I was the one. Yeah, so I got beaten by some guy named Dialogue, not spelled correctly. So I'm going up. I want to see his results. Luckily, he's not sponsor. I've never played against. Wait, okay, I guess I have. I was gonna say I've never played against someone sponsor owned. Yeah, I have. Pokepen. I fought him in winners round 2 of Orbitar 35. Yeah, that was ugly. Yeah, it looks like Dialogue. I'm not seeing him on. Oh no, he got 19th. Okay, he got 19th. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I was just looking through the list. That was must have been really exciting to listen to me sign. But yeah, I did awful. But you see, there's a local in my city now. Kirkland Clash is the name of the local, and I won. The very first one. I won, came in from winner's side, lost the first set 3-2, and then 3-0'd him. The guy I was playing against, the Bowser main. And I actually, funny enough, the guy I got eliminated by was a Bowser main. This last Orbitar. So now Bowser is my only neutral matchup in tourney. In tourney. I believe I have 9. I actually made a list of like my stats against characters. Yeah, I have in tourney from in order from like best to worst. Like those I'm actually good against, those I am neutral against, like those who I've actually fought but have an equal rate with them, and those I'm going negative against. My only positive character in tourney is Corn. I beat Corn. Matchups I'm neutral in, again, Bowser. And the matchups I lose 9 matchups. In order from worst to best, Bayonetta, no shock, Mewtwo, Lucario, Pac-Man, yeah, I know, that sounds bad to me too, Luigi, Mennonite, Mr. Game & Watch, yeah, I know, ugly sounding, Captain Falcon, and yes, believe it or not, Ganondorf, the 3rd worst character in the game. So, I don't feel too good, but then again, I believe, yeah, Corn is a top tier now, so I don't feel as bad as I would have before, because Corn used to be mid-tier, and now they've made her, or him, depends on what you prefer. I think the original character was a guy, so I'm just gonna say him. They made him top tier. For a sec, I thought we had a caller. If you'd like to call in and talk, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Once again, the number, I know this is out of nowhere, but once again, the number, and I'll say it slower so it's easier to hear, 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. One thing I find interesting, though, is that Smash 4 is the easiest of all Smash games. And you know it's true. Like, I'm going to the tier list right now. And this is I think this is a problem with all video games at this point, is that difficulty is nowhere near as well spread as it used to be. Now games are getting way easier and way harder. Like, some games, they're like massive difficulty spikes to the point where things are practically impossible. Or like only meant for hardcore gamers. Like, non-hardcore gamers or normal gamers just can't enjoy a game because it's so tough. Or games are ridiculously easy. I mean, Kirby's Epic Yarn, I feel like, was the beginning of that era. Beat an extreme example. I feel like that's the beginning of that era. Because that's when games really started getting easier. Let me show you what I mean. So you look at the first Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. 64. 12-character roster. There are 2 top tiers, 5 mid tiers, 5 low tiers. Definitely the most balanced game. People agree on that. 2 top tiers, and the mid tiers and low tiers are tied. And I mean, the low tiers aren't awful. Like Luigi, like there was a Luigi in Losers Finals at Super Smash Con 2016. Yeah, it wasn't Grand Finals. It was Losers Finals. A Luigi, supposedly the worst character in the game. And by Melee standards, I'd say that Luigi in Smash 64 would probably be a mid-tier. In Brawl, I'd also say mid-tier, and same with Smash 4. Smash 64 just a completely balanced game. With the mid-tier consisting of Falcon, Fox, Yoshi, Jigglypuff, and Mario, and low tier being Samus, Donkey Kong, Ness, Link, and Luigi. I'm looking at a list. I definitely don't remember this by heart. So people were pretty happy with this game, but it's much easier to have a balanced game with 12 characters than a game with 26, which brings us to our next spot, or our next game, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, it consists of 26 characters, 6 top tiers, 7 mid tiers, 13 low tiers. Half the game half the game is consisted of low tier. That's not balanced at all. That is just that is not balanced at all. I mean, let's look at it like this. Let's say top tiers can consistently win nationals and internationals, and mid tiers can either win locals and regionals. They can do that, or they can win, or they can get top 8 at nationals and internationals. Low tiers can't really do that. Maybe they can win locals. I mean, mid tiers definitely can. I mean, perfect example, Kirkland Clash 1, where I solo mained Toon Link for the entire tournament. Beat a small tournament since it's only a local, but still, I solo mained Toon Link. I won. I won the tournament. I'm now Kirkland's best player. But you look at the Melee tier list. You cannot bring 13 characters into tourney with any results. What kind of game is that? It's not a balanced one. It's not even a. I mean, that's actually a problem with every Smash game since Melee. Is that they're just too unbalanced. Look at Brawl, 21. That's the biggest of any tier. There are 21 low tier characters in that game. Yeah, 21. Wait. Sorry, no, yeah, 21. Okay, 21. And before Smash 4 used to have the biggest mid tier, and now it doesn't have the biggest tier at all because now the biggest tier in that game is top tier. And at least before it was difficult in Melee and Brawl. But in Smash 4 there are 20 top tiers. What do you need 20 top tiers for? And some of the choices are so dumb. Obviously people knew Luigi was really a top tier. Meta Knight, yeah, kind of. Pikachu, easily a top tier. But listen to some of these choices. Peach, Lucario, Lucina, And yet there are some characters that still aren't considered top tier, like Toon Link. Well, I don't know about Villager, but definitely Toon Link. I wouldn't say DK, but possibly Bowser. I don't know about Bowser. I haven't done enough thinking. But they don't say that they're top 20 characters. It also annoys me how they updated the tier list and yeah, I'm a Toon Link main, so of course I'm mad, but Toon Link used to be 20th, which means he'd be considered a top tier if they would have kept his spot on the tier list. So they had to demote him 3 places. That's annoying. Then again, it must be more annoying to be an Olimar main, so close yet so far. And Game & Watch is unbelievably close to being a mid-tier. And he used to be a mid-tier, and now he's a low-tier. Anyways, enough technical speak. Time to move on to our free-for-all segment in which we can talk about basically anything. So, in the near future, I'm planning on, and by the way, I mean this month, I'm planning on submitting a video talking about the Ben Moskalensky show, just a short video talking about it. And then I'm planning on turning this into a professional radio show. Assuming, the answer is yes from the little kind of lottery I signed up for. if this happens, there will be many changes, many format changes. I might even have to delete all these off YouTube, which would suck. But I would let you guys know. I'm sure I'd be allowed to. I'm almost positive. I can't imagine I wouldn't. No, there's no way I wouldn't be allowed to. I will let you know about this new show and everything about it. Everything there is to know, everything you need to know in order to call in. And by the way, if you'd like to talk about this or something else on our free-for-all topic, on our free-for-all segment, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Once again, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. All right, looks like we've had one attempted spam call. Just one. Spam system got it out of there. And by the way, we're coming up on 100 calls. We've gotten 84 calls over 20. No, 84 or 85? 84. Yeah, 84 calls over 21 shows. It would be really cool if we could reach that that magical 100 number before show 25 or on show 25. That would be pretty hype, if I do say so myself. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I mean, if the show has been pretty dead today, but that's okay. That's okay. You guys probably weren't expecting this. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. I thought I'd be too dead from Orbitar yesterday. And by the way, I might be attending more Smash 4 tourneys, so if you guys are ever in the area, let me know what tourney you're attending, and maybe I could play you in friendlies or in bracket. You'll never know. You never know. Another thing I'd like to remind you, I know I can't believe this is still going on, but my charity event is still open. Let me check how many entries I have. It's less than 10 left. It's probably closer to like 5-ish left. You do not have much time at all, but I'm writing a lot slower lately for some reason because I guess my quality is going up and I'm thinking about it. And by the way, my quality is going up. Like a lot of people, we're getting new fans that are kind of warming up to the whole concept more and more. So like we're getting new fans, which is really, really cool. Sadly, I can't provide content at the speed I'd like to be. Getting fans, we are getting charity donors. It's really cool what's going on. I'm almost positive that we're gonna have all 5 slots filled up for this charity event, which is exactly what I expected. For some reason, you guys love donating when it's Jots. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to start writing solo Jots. But like, and you know, I'm sure all the charities are very thankful for your donations. We are currently over $60 in donations. Yeah, we have 7 entries left before the time has come to close. Yeah, 7 entries left before I close off the charity event permanently. Just because I close it off. I mean, like, if I don't show your character on the exact entry, it doesn't mean I'm not going to include it. So yeah, people have had concerns about that in the past when they make it into the top 5. It's like, is this gonna work? Is this okay? Are things gonna be okay? Yes. Just because I don't announce your character on the very entry at the end or after the end of the charity event doesn't mean it's not coming. Right? It'll be no more than like 7 or 8 entries, if even that, or however I segment it depending on the series. It'll be, I can't imagine it be more than that, but I do not like to do massive character dumps. I feel like that's unnecessary, really. I mean, not unnecessary, but just like a bad writing tactic. I mean, just massive character dumps. I find it to be really just kind of, I don't like when authors do that, and I did it on my very first attempt at a book, and like rereading it is like yuck. That is yuck. So you can tell there's like a general phase when I introduce the characters, but I don't like to introduce a million characters at the beginning. It's different when it's an exposition. When you're in an exposition at the very beginning of a book, it's okay because it's an exposition. You want to really explain everything. Some authors do it really well where they explain certain parts. I'm just not at that point yet. I feel like you don't have to explain everything in the exposition. Sorry, I'm wiping my nose. I feel like you don't have to explain everything in the exposition. In fact, I think that's better. A, so there's some actual interest in reading past books if it's part of a series like Journal of the Survivor is, and B, so it's not overwhelming. You can like include details throughout the book, but I feel like there should be. Well, it depends what you're going for. If you're going for something that has more of a like mysterious feel, like throughout the book. Few authors can do that, by the way. You need a lot of talent to pull that off well. Anyone can do it, but like it's an extremely hard thing to do well. In order to have a mysterious aura and still keep it interesting, that's a talent. That's not something you can practice. I mean, you need a talent in addition to practice, but you can't have one or the other. You need to have just a natural talent for when it comes to writing, which I personally don't think I have. In addition to a lot of practice and a lot of trial and error in order to kind of give a mysterious feel while still not being like so weird that it's not interesting to listen to or read. Depends on whether or not you like Audible. And by the way, if you don't like Audible, why? Audible's great. This is not sponsored. This is not like a sponsor thing or anything like that. But like Audible's great. I'm not sponsored, never have been sponsored, like a sponsor, but am not sponsored. I'm just giving a shout out to a good service. Like Audible's great. It's like Matt Patton is Diet Coke, you know? Like every time he compliments a product, people think he's sponsored. Like the guy likes Diet Coke. That doesn't mean he works for Coca-Cola. Sorry for that little raging right there. That little raging, that little bit of rage. My mind needs to like come back on. Oh yeah, so what some people do is they reveal little to no exposition at the beginning of their books. I don't have that kind of talent and skill. At least I don't think I do. And I certainly don't have the skill at this point to execute that properly, and I know I don't. I like to give a full atmosphere and work from there. And writing is a ton of fun. Like if anyone is looking for a good pastime, I highly recommend. Sorry, that's my neighbor's annoying dog. I highly recommend writing. Writing is just a stellar pastime. That's only if you enjoy it. Like I only release my stuff publicly because I want people to give me feedback. I want people to enjoy it. It's not really a business for me yet. Although if this was my business, I'd love it. Same with the show. Like if I had to give up one of those things, I'd be sad. I'd probably still keep them both. Well, I'd keep the other one as a hobby for like if either my radio stuff or my book stuff like explodes, because I'm not becoming a pro Smash 4 player, and like I know it. I'm okay with that. I've just arrived too late in the metagame, and I'm getting better very, very quickly. But just I'm not becoming a pro Smash 4 player or a pro video gamer in general. I'm not. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't want to do something like video games professionally. It would be cool if I could become like best in the state or something like that one day, even if it's temporary. Like, because yeah, I mean I've already won a local. Like the next steps are regional, but I'm not getting ahead of myself because that's like leading yourself on with a string kind of a thing. Like I want to consistently win locals. Like how do I know the one I won wasn't lucky? It's a small local. But anyways, back to the topic at hand, which is, again, we're in our free-for-all. The number, hold on, I gotta say this better. We are now in our free-for-all topic, and if you'd like to call in and talk, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Once again, if you'd like to call in and talk about really whatever, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Now back to the topic at hand. I just feel like going big with the radio or the books would be a really, really cool thing to do. Let me just check. I'm now in like a full lying down state, pretty much. I don't know if you can tell based off the audio or my hold on, I got to adjust. I don't know if you can tell based off the audio, but I am extremely tired. I don't know why I'm so tired, but I still enjoy doing this. I'm really happy I'm doing this. It's just been so long since I've done a show. I really wanted to do one. But I'm happy I didn't say I was doing a 2-hour one because yikes, I don't think I can survive that. Because I already didn't bring in my water. The oxygen's already running low. And we're 2/3 in. Can you imagine if I was a third in? Yikes. Now what next? I don't want to, well, I'm just considering, should I go into TLJ early? I want to see if there's any chat from you guys yet. Typically the chat is pretty vocal, but then again, the fact that I said that I'd be doing this one was kind of out of the blue, so I want to see if anyone is saying anything about. Just so you know, should I just skip to this part because I might have to end the show a little bit early. Yeah, I'm not seeing any chat. Okay. So what should I assume? Yeah, I'll just go with it and end the show a little bit early if we run out of time. So, Last Jedi. Again, I want to give one final spoiler warning before I get into this. We're going to be talking about, you guessed it, the one and only Star Wars. And when I say one and only, I mean, is a franchise. I'm not that dumb. We're going to be talking about Star Wars, more specifically The Last Jedi, but I'm also going to be talking about other things. I'm going to be talking about my opinions on The Last Jedi, my stance on the Porgs, my stance on Luke and Leia, Finn and Rose, the political end of it, and, well, I guess if you want to call it that, and probably just everything involved with TLJ. Now, again, I want to say that this is 100% subjective, because no matter what I say, even if it's nothing, everyone's going to hate me. Not everyone, but a lot of people are going to hate me. Because if I say nothing, there's going to be 2/3 of people, 1/3 of people saying, come on, why aren't you denouncing this? Another third saying, why aren't you making this sound better? And a third of people who are saying, like, just leave the guy alone. Then there's going to be, then if I pick a side, then it's going to be a half-half thing. If I pick a side and say that I despise The Last Jedi, then half the people will support me and love me and cherish me. And the other half will be burning pictures of me. And the same vice versa. If I say I love The Last Jedi, half the people will cherish, half will want to destroy me. So what do I do here? Well, it's the Ben Moskalensky show. Might as well be honest. I didn't love, but I thought it was a very good movie. I really liked The Last Jedi. Solid 4.5-star film. Ah, man, people are already hating me. But yes, I really thought that The Last Jedi was stellar. I'm probably going to get most of my views because I'm sharing this in Star Wars communities after it's live. In fact, let me do it right now. I want to see if I get any more traction just from the Star Wars end. Yeah, I'm actually finna do. I'm actually about to do this as soon as I find it, which could be any point now. But yeah, I really like The Last Jedi. I thought it was a massive improvement from Force Awakens, despite what the people say. In fact, I'm actually gonna make the comment LOL rip and share. Okay. I'm literally captioning this LOL rip because so many people are going to be mad at me. But I just feel like so many people are stuck in their ways about Star Wars. It's like that's why so many people like Force Awakens. They say, I feel like J.J. Abrams was lying when not purposely lying, but still lying when he said that Last Jedi was a movie for the fans. It's not for the fans, man. It's for those like the freaks, like the freak fans, not the real fans, like the fans who like know every little bit of lore and care more about like if something is canon, like they do a million hours of research and they send emails and this and that, and they center their entire life about Star Wars. Force Awakens was for those kind of people because they essentially copied and pasted Episode 4. I mean, come on, evil empire with the dark side of the Force rules the galaxy. Um, rebellion with a militaristic kind of style, like led by a general, um, sends. Actually, they didn't send a Jedi. Okay, never mind then. There's like a rebellion that's fighting these galactic people off. Um, there's a rebellion fighter who is he's basically a kind of con man, I guess. I don't know what Poe is. And then you look at the whole thing with Rey. I mean, a young Jedi, a young orphan Jedi, um, on a deserted planet, or sorry, not a desert planet, who had a really tough life growing up, who joins the light side, and travels across the galaxy, eventually meeting up with a Sith who um, who tries to join or who tries to have them join his ways in the dark side. He or she, depending on which one you're talking about, rejects this person but isn't strong enough to defeat them, henceforth running away and finding training. Which one am I talking about? You don't know. I mean, that's crazy. It's just way too similar. And there are many differences. I do agree. It's not like they completely copied and pasted. I wouldn't say it's quite a remake, but it's just such a similar movie. The entire plot of it is similar. And sorry, that's a pen. I'm fidget spinning right now. And I feel like Last Jedi it felt like a real Star Wars movie. Last Jedi had that kind of grand awe feeling that like, ooh, this is a Star Wars movie, you know, that kind of thing. More so than Force Awakens, more because they structured it like an original Star Wars movie without changing the style, while it's still a Star Wars movie. Um, Oh, it looks like, yep, we're getting viewers. Hopefully I'm not going to get any spam call or like overloaded with spam calls. I'm a little bit nervous, but we're going to see here. We're going to see. Hopefully if there were going to be any spam calls, they would have happened by now. Although I am more than a little bit nervous, but that's okay because that's what the hang up button's for. But I just feel like Last Jedi was generally good. Now, did the movie have its flaws? Of course it did. Every movie has its flaws. Oh, the viewers. They grow with each passing second. Um, but I just feel like Last Jedi definitely had its flaws. I mean, like the whole thing with okay, here I'm going to get into some really dicey stuff. Canon. Obviously, no one disagrees that the main trilogy and the prequels are canon. But when you get into EU stuff like Grand Admiral Thrawn, even though Disney said it was canon, some people don't feel like it's canon. I feel like the thing that they did with Leia was stupid. How they actually made her survive after all that. Now, is it official to the canon? I still don't think so because I read all of the Thrawn books, and at no point did her training go far enough to the point of her being able to um, do like the Jedi tricks to that extent. I'm not even sure if that's a real Jedi trick, although I guess it is now. Um, but even if it is canon, the movies never told people. Even if it is correct, they never told people that it is correct. And a vast majority of the fans, including many of my family, didn't understand this. And despite the fact that I tried to tell them, they didn't understand this because they didn't study the canon. That's one thing where I think they made it kind of stupid, how they made the movie very, at least in that one part, they made it extremely reliant on canon that is not in the movies. Now, in the movie canon, like if you're surprised by something or you forgot something about the past movies, that's your fault. That's not their fault. But I feel like they could have done a reminder or something, or they could have explained it better. They could have done something. And already my neighbor's dog is barking at me for liking The Last Jedi, so like things are looking pretty sad. Have I received any warm wishes yet? No? Okay then. Wait. Watch is oh no. Okay, interesting. Um, no, huh. I was almost positive I would have already had like comments either praising me or despising me. But I guess not yet. Not yet. All right. All right. Probably because this show is more on by surprise. But see that I've addressed the canon thing. People make out Finn and Rose to be a really big deal. Finn, in my view, both Finn and Poe were way better in this movie. I feel like they were a lot better in this movie because in Force Awakens I didn't really like either of their characters. In Last Jedi, I don't know. Maybe it's because they weren't developed enough. Maybe because I was getting to know them. Maybe because it was too similar to Han and Leia. Oh wow, Finn is Leia. Huh, that's weird. But if you think about it, Finn would be the equivalent of Leia. Yeah, that would. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what that would be. Finn would be Leia. Huh. The more you know. Um. Ah, God. Now I can't get that out of my head. That's weird to think about. Um. But maybe it's because like the fact that I wasn't used to those people playing in the roles I had always associated with Han Solo and um, Leia Organa. Just Poe Dameron and Finn Blank just kind of threw me off from that. It could have, or just could have been the fact that the writing was worse, because it was. TLJ writing was far superior to Force Awakens. Or maybe they just got better as actors. I don't know what it is. Could be a mixture. All I know is at the end of the movie, I actually like. I'd already liked Rey. Rey, I already liked. But I also liked Poe and Finn by the end of the movie. Rose, I don't know. She's okay. She's not bad. Um, I didn't have a problem with her. I just didn't really like her that much, but I did like Finn and Poe. I almost said Poe and Finn, or sorry, Foe and Pin. That's what I almost said. Um, I feel like I did like them more by the end of the movie. And if you'd like to call in, number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Once again, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Now back to the topic at hand, which is once again Star Wars. People thought Star Wars was political. That's stupid. Many people were saying it was too PC. I didn't find Star Wars Last Jedi to be PC. I really didn't. Maybe it's something I missed, but I didn't really find it to be that PC. I mean, the message of like stand up against evil and like empires and stuff. That's what Star Wars has always been. Before this whole resist whatever with the current administration, before any of that, Star Wars was already about that. It was always about a noble message of standing up against evil. There's nothing PC with that, and it's not something that's related to the times. And if so, it's coincidental. Be it 1997 or 2037, I feel like Last Jedi would have been the same. I don't see anything wrong with the general message of Last Jedi because that's really what every Star Wars movie has always been, and that's what it's always been preaching. And I don't see a problem with that. It could just be me, but I don't see a problem with that. And it's sad that they're getting rid of Rian Johnson because he did way better than J.J. Abrams, and J.J. Abrams is coming back for Episode 9. Many people complained about Luke's death. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Am I sad they killed Luke? Yes. After my movie marathon, rewatching all the movies in chronological order, skipping Rogue One because we had already recently seen that movie because we love Rogue One. My whole family and I. It's probably the best. I'd say it's the best Star Wars movie of all time, more so than Empire Strikes Back. And Episode 6 is actually much better than I remember. Like, I'd say it's almost tied with Episode 5. Almost tied with Episode 5. Episode 5 still takes the cake. Sorry for that delay, I burped. TMI. But after rewatching episodes 4, 5, and 6, I always used to like Han Solo more. But after rewatching it, I realized that Luke was actually much better. Not because of anything specific, but I don't know. I just liked. No, but especially after episode 6, I just really liked Luke. I really thought he was cool. or think. I really think he's cool. Um, and I think they made him really good in episode 8, even though Mark Hamill himself didn't like Luke in episode 8. I don't know. I just feel like it was a good way to go out. And the whole thing at the end with Kylo Ren, that was really cool. Kylo Ren is still annoying. This is one thing where most people think that Kylo Ren was good. Like, that's the whole point of the character. But, like, I don't care if it's the point of the character. You give me a young antagonist in black, or not young, but like a kind of cool, like kind of evil-ish, edgy protagonist in black with his own theme song. Do you know what I'm expecting? I'm expecting an aura. I'm expecting a presence. I am expecting a Darth Vader. Not necessarily the Darth Vader, but a Darth Vader. I am not expecting, like, a 16-year-old who runs the galaxy. And that's essentially what he is. What else was there to cover? The Porgs are annoying. Everyone agrees on that. Porgs are annoying. Porgs, very, very annoying. I mean, it's like the same thing with Jar Jar. It's the same thing like with the Ewoks. They want something cute and fluffy to sell to kids because sometimes kids don't want to buy the real figurines. The shirtless Kylo Ren. That means that I mean they're everywhere. These I don't know why people find these like that's the only meme. That is the only meme in the entire movie that blew up. That it's the Kylo Ren shirtless meme. That's I don't know why. And like it was funny in the movies, but my gosh, people blew it up to be something hilarious. But I'm actually looking right now, and I'm not seeing any other. I'm not seeing many other things in Last Jedi. Or like complaints. Because I want to make sure I go through all of them. Yeah, we're gonna end on time, but this last part might not be a second. Oh, you can't be serious. Oh, wait, no. Have I actually gone through everything? What am I forgetting? Oh, by the way, when they said the guy with the blue or red lapel, I was expecting it to be Lando. And like as soon as I said it, everyone who I was with was like, "Oh, it's Lando. It's gonna be Lando," and then it wasn't. And then everyone was upset. I was just oof, as they would say in Roblox. Oof. Yo, I can't find anything. Oh, there we go. Snoke's death. Okay, so Snoke's death. It was honestly okay. I mean, one thing I'm very disappointed by is the fact that they didn't talk more about Smoke. No, more about Snoke. I mean, I feel like they could have like he's such an interesting character. I would have loved to know more. I'm sure there'll be some EU stuff, or maybe another unnecessary prequel. Um, but I was just so sad when they just killed him and didn't explain because like what is he? How did he build this empire? How did he seduce Kylo Ren to the ways of the dark side? Why is he so powerful? Is he an ex-Jedi? How did he survive Order 66? Where is he from? Why is he so powerful? Did I already say that? I don't know. There's so many questions. But I feel like the death is completely legit. Like everyone knew that Kylo Ren was rising in power. And he taught, or Snoke taught Kylo Ren. Um, Snoke taught Kylo Ren the whole thing. Um, or like everything he knew. And I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm sorry. It does make a lot of sense to me. Because Kylo just had to make it seem like he was focusing on Rey, then just turned it around on him. I mean, that's the true way of the Sith. The master finds the apprentice. One day they duel after the apprentice's training is complete. Then the apprentice becomes the master. If the master wins, the master finds a new apprentice, and it is repeated again until eventually the apprentice wins and becomes the master. That will conclude Ben Moskalensky show 21. I thought there was going to be show 22. I guess not. One call today. Not my best, not my worst. Far from my best, not that far from my worst. But also infinitely better, since you can't multiply anything by 0 to get over 1. So